What if the most dangerous people in your life are not the ones who attack you openly, but the ones who smile first? The ones who call it honesty when they insult you. The ones who say, "I'm just trying to help," while quietly trying to control you. The ones who support you only when you stay small enough not to threaten them. Most people do not reveal their real character when everything is comfortable. They reveal it when they lose influence over you. When you stop explaining. When you stop chasing their approval. When you stop reacting the way they expect. That is when the mask slips. And here is the part most people learn too late. Fake people do not always look fake. Sometimes they look charming. Sometimes they sound wise. Sometimes they have titles, followers, money, family status, or a perfect public image. Society teaches you to trust the surface. Stoicism teaches you to watch behavior. And Machiavelli would remind you of something darker. People often perform virtue when they are being watched, but reveal appetite when they believe there are no consequences. In this video, you will learn 5 signs that expose someone's true character before they damage your peace, waste your time, or turn your loyalty against you. And stay until the end, because the 5th sign is the one most people ignore until it has already cost them years of emotional energy. You are watching Silent Authority. Here, we do not chase noise. We study power. We study restraint. We study the quiet difference between someone who is kind, and someone who is only pretending because kindness benefits them. Let's begin. 1. Watch how they treat people they do not need. If you want to see someone's real character, do not only watch how they treat their boss. Watch how they treat the waiter. Watch how they speak to the cleaner. Watch how they talk to the quiet person in the room who cannot help their career, raise their status, or give them anything useful. Anyone can be polite upward. A weak man can flatter power. A fake friend can compliment success. A manipulator can smile at someone they need. But character is revealed downward. It shows when there is no advantage in being decent. You may have seen this before. You are at dinner with someone who seems impressive. They are charming with you. They know exactly what to say. They laugh at the right moments. They talk about loyalty, respect, and values. For a moment, you think, this person is solid. Then the server makes a small mistake. The drink is late. The food is not exactly right. The bill takes too long. Suddenly their face changes. Their voice becomes cold. Their patience disappears. They talk to that person like they are beneath them. And in that moment, you are not watching anger. You are watching hierarchy. They are showing you how they treat people when they believe there is no social cost. That is not a small detail. That is a preview. Because one day, when you stop being useful, when you disappoint them, when you become inconvenient, that same voice will turn toward you. This is where Stoicism gives you clarity. A Stoic does not judge people by speeches. A Stoic watches patterns. Marcus Aurelius did not say, "Trust what people claim to be." He trained himself to observe human behavior without being seduced by appearances. And in modern life, appearances are cheaper than ever. A person can post compassion online and treat their family with contempt. They can talk about empathy while humiliating employees. They can quote philosophy while using people as tools. This is the surreal theater of modern society. Everyone performs goodness in public, but many people still practice cruelty in private. Machiavelli understood this very clearly. He knew that public virtue can be a costume. People want to appear generous, fair, loyal, and wise because appearance creates influence. But appearance is not character. Character is what remains when there is nothing to gain. So do not be blinded by how someone treats people above them. That is often strategy. Watch how they treat people below them. That is often truth. Maybe you have a coworker who is polite in front of the manager but cruel to the intern. Maybe you have a relative who praises family values in public but talks down to anyone who depends on them. Maybe you know someone who becomes gentle around powerful people but impatient around people they think cannot fight back. Pay attention. Because this is not random behavior. This is their inner ranking system leaking out. They are telling you who deserves respect in their world. And if respect depends on usefulness, status, or fear, then you are not dealing with character. You are dealing with calculation. The quiet lesson is this. A person who only respects power does not respect people. They respect consequences. And when consequences disappear, so does their mask. 2. Watch how they react when you stop explaining yourself. A controlling person does not always demand control directly. Sometimes they ask questions that are not really questions. Why would you do that? Are you sure that's smart? Who told you that was a good idea? Don't you think you're being unrealistic? On the surface, it sounds like concern. But underneath, it often carries a hidden demand. Explain yourself to me. Justify yourself to me. Prove that your life choices deserve my approval. This is one of the most common traps people fall into. Someone criticizes your dream, your career, your relationship, your boundaries, your silence, your growth, and suddenly you feel the need to build a courtroom defense for your own life. You start explaining. You explain why the project matters. You explain why you left the job. You explain why you stopped calling. You explain why you need space. You explain why you changed. And the more you explain, the more power they feel. Because now the conversation is no longer about your path. It is about whether they approve of your path. That is the shift. I once knew someone who could make even a simple decision feel like a trial. If you said you were working on something new, he would smirk and ask, "Do you really think that's going anywhere?" If you said you were changing your routine, he would say, "You always start things and never finish." If you stayed quiet, he would act like your silence was guilt. For a long time, I thought the answer was to explain better. Maybe if I explained my reasons clearly enough, he would understand. Maybe if I showed him the work, he would respect it. Maybe if I defended my choices, he would stop judging them. But then I realized something uncomfortable. He was not confused. He was feeding. He did not want clarity. He wanted access to my nervous system. Some people do not criticize you to understand you. They criticize you to place themselves above you. And the moment you stop explaining, their true character appears. A secure person may not agree with you, but they can respect your choice. A controlling person becomes irritated when you no longer seek permission. That irritation is the sign. When you calmly say, "I understand your opinion, but I'm not discussing this further," watch what happens. Do they respect the boundary? Or do they push harder? Do they become more aggressive? Do they mock your confidence? Do they accuse you of being arrogant, sensitive, secretive, or difficult? That is the mask slipping. Because now they are not reacting to your decision. They are reacting to the loss of control. This is where Stoicism becomes powerful in real life. Stoicism is not about having no feelings. It is about refusing to hand your inner courtroom to every person with an opinion. Epictetus taught that some things are yours and some things are not. Your choices are yours. Your discipline is yours. Your values are yours. Your reaction is yours. Their opinion is not yours. Their discomfort is not yours. Their need to judge you is not yours. And once you understand that, you stop living like every critic deserves a seat at your table. This does not mean you become rude. It means you become unavailable for unnecessary defense. You can listen without obeying. You can acknowledge without absorbing. You can smile without surrendering. A powerful line for this moment is simple. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to ignore it. Not because you hate them. Not because you are above feedback. but because you know the difference between wisdom and noise. Real feedback gives you something useful. Control disguised as feedback only drains your energy. And here is the truth many people need to hear. Most people who loudly criticize your direction are not living a life you would trade for. They are not always wiser. They are not always more courageous. They are not always more disciplined. Sometimes they are just louder. And loudness can feel like authority when you have not yet built inner authority. So the next time someone tries to pull you into endless explanation, pause. Do not rush to defend your life. Ask yourself quietly. Is this person trying to understand me? Or trying to reduce me? Because the answer will show you their character. 3. Watch how they behave when they feel superior. Disrespect is not always loud. Sometimes it appears as a joke. A little smirk. A sarcastic comment. A public interruption. A sentence designed to make everyone laugh at your expense. And if you react, they say, "Relax. I was just joking." That line has protected more cruelty than most people realize. Because in a fake society, many people hide aggression inside humor. They do not have the courage to confront you directly, so they disguise hostility as entertainment. They want the pleasure of disrespect without the responsibility of admitting it. You have probably seen this in workplaces, friend groups, families, and online spaces. There is always someone who loves the small humiliation. They interrupt when you speak. They twist your words. They make your ambition sound foolish. They point out your mistake in front of others with a smile. They frame your boundaries as weakness. They make themselves feel intelligent by making you look less intelligent. And the strange thing is, people around them often laugh. Not because it is truly funny, but because confidence can disguise emptiness. A loud person can dominate a room even when they have nothing valuable to say. This is where you must learn to watch carefully. When someone feels superior, do they become generous or cruel? That question matters. Because real strength does not need to humiliate. A person with genuine confidence can disagree without belittling. They can correct without degrading. They can lead without making others feel small. But insecure superiority always needs an audience. It wants witnesses. It wants the room to see you lowered. This is why some people only insult you in public. They are not just speaking to you. They are performing dominance for others. I remember being in a group conversation where one person had a habit of turning everything into a performance. He was not the most intelligent person in the room, but he was the fastest to mock. Someone would share an idea, and he would cut in with a sarcastic line. Someone would ask a sincere question, and he would make it sound stupid. He survived socially by keeping others slightly embarrassed. For a while, people tolerated him. They called him funny. They said, "That's just how he is." They told others not to take him seriously. But that is how toxic behavior survives. It gets renamed as personality. Then one day, he interrupted someone again and said, "Wow, you really thought that was smart." The room laughed awkwardly. And for the first time, the person he targeted did not explain. Did not get angry. Did not shrink. He simply looked at him and said, "If I had $1 for every smart thing you said, I'd be broke." Silence. Not because the line was cruel, but because it exposed the game. The person who had built an identity around mockery suddenly had to stand inside the emptiness of his own behavior. This is not about becoming petty. This is not about trading insult for insult. It is about understanding the power dynamic. Some people use disrespect to measure whether you can be controlled. If you laugh nervously, they push further. If you explain yourself, they push further. If you get angry, they say you are unstable. But if you stay calm and answer with precision, the dynamic changes. You show that you are not an easy target. Silent authority is not silence because you are afraid. It is silence because you choose your moment. And when you do speak, you speak cleanly. Another powerful line is, I don't argue with people who thrive on disrespect. This line works because it does not chase the insult. It names the pattern. You are not saying, you hurt me. You are saying, I see you. And being seen is terrifying to people who survive through masks. The Machiavellian layer is simple. People who rely on social performance fear exposure more than conflict. They can handle an argument. They can even enjoy it. But they cannot handle being calmly revealed. So when someone hides disrespect behind humor, do not only listen to the joke. Listen to the intention behind it. Was it playful? Or was it designed to reduce you? Did they laugh with you? Or did they invite others to laugh at you? Did they stop when they saw discomfort? Or did they enjoy the discomfort? That is the sign. Because a person's humor often reveals what their manners try to hide. 4. Watch what they do when they cannot provoke you. Some people do not want a conversation. They want a reaction. They want your face to change. They want your voice to rise. They want your hands to shake. They want proof that they can still reach inside you and pull a string. This is one of the darkest forms of control because it can look so ordinary. A passive-aggressive message. A comment at dinner. A coworker rolling their eyes in a meeting. A family member bringing up your past at the worst possible moment. An online stranger trying to drag you into a pointless fight. The bait is different. The goal is the same. React. Because once you react, they can rewrite the story. They insult you first, but you become too emotional. They provoke you repeatedly, but you become difficult. They disrespect your boundary, but you become cold. They push until you snap, then point at your reaction as proof of your weakness. This is how manipulators survive. They wound quietly and accuse loudly. And this is why your calmness is not just emotional control. It is self-protection. When you refuse to be provoked, you deny them evidence. You deny them the scene they wanted to create. This is where Stoicism is not soft. It is strategic. A Stoic does not remain calm because nothing matters. A Stoic remains calm because not every person deserves access to his nervous system. Think about the last time someone tried to bait you. Maybe they sent a message designed to make you defend yourself. Maybe they made a comment in front of others, hoping you would look insecure. Maybe they kept repeating the same disrespectful behavior, waiting for you to finally break. And when you did react, somehow the entire conversation became about your reaction. Not their disrespect. That is the trap. The moment you understand this, your behavior changes. Instead of asking, how do I win this argument? You ask, why is this person trying so hard to make me lose control? That question gives you power. Because now you are no longer inside the game. You are watching the game. A line that fits this moment is, this conversation was over before it even started. It is not loud. It is not emotional. It is not desperate. It simply removes the battlefield. And some people cannot stand that. Because they expected you to enter the ring. They prepared insults. They prepared accusations. They prepared their performance. But you refused the invitation. That refusal is powerful. Another line is, thanks for your input. I'll be sure to forget it immediately. Used calmly, it tells them something brutal without shouting. Your words are not entering my identity. That is what rude people want most. They want their words to live in your head after they leave the room. They want you replaying the insult. They want you questioning yourself. They want you explaining your worth to an imaginary version of them at midnight. But when you answer with calm dismissal, you break the chain. You show them that their opinion does not have residency inside your mind. This is not arrogance. This is discipline. There is a difference between ignoring wisdom and refusing poison. A wise person can correct you and leave you stronger. A toxic person criticizes you and leaves you smaller. Learn the difference. In modern America, so many people are exhausted because they are constantly reacting. Reacting to comments. Reacting to coworkers. Reacting to family pressure. Reacting to politics. Reacting to social media. Reacting to strangers who would not even matter if the algorithm had not placed them in front of your face. The world profits from your reaction. Platforms profit from outrage. Toxic people profit from attention. Manipulators profit from confusion. Your calm is rebellion. Your restraint is not weakness. It is refusing to become fuel. Machiavelli would say power belongs to the person who understands incentives. And the incentive of a provocateur is simple: they need your reaction to feel significant. Remove the reaction, and they are left alone with their own emptiness. That is when their character appears. Do they calm down? Do they respect your boundary? Do they leave with dignity? Or do they escalate? Do they get louder? Do they insult more? Do they accuse you of being cold because you are no longer controllable? That escalation is the truth. Because when a person becomes more aggressive after you choose peace, they were never seeking peace. They were seeking power. 5. Watch how they respond when you see through them. This is the deepest sign. Not how they act when you believe them. Not how they act when you praise them. Not how they act when you are useful, agreeable, and easy to manage. Watch how they respond when you finally see through them. When you stop laughing at the fake joke. When you stop explaining your boundaries. When you stop treating their disrespect as misunderstanding. When you stop giving them the benefit of the doubt they have repeatedly abused. This is the moment where many relationships reveal their real structure. Some people love you only when you are easy to influence. They love the version of you that apologizes quickly. The version that over-explains. The version that forgives before processing. The version that keeps the peace by swallowing discomfort. But when you become clear, they call you changed. And they do not mean it as a compliment. They say, "You're different now. You think you're better than everyone. You're too serious. You can't take a joke anymore. You've become cold. You used to be easier to talk to." Listen carefully. Sometimes when people say you changed, what they really mean is, you are harder to manipulate now. This is where the emotional part hits. Because it hurts to realize that some people were never attached to your soul. They were attached to your availability. They liked your kindness when it had no boundaries. They liked your loyalty when it required no respect. They liked your patience when it allowed them to avoid accountability. And when that version of you disappears, they grieve the loss of access. Not the loss of connection. That is a painful truth, but it is also freeing. Because once you see it, you stop confusing guilt with love. You stop thinking every disappointed person is proof you did something wrong. Sometimes their disappointment is the sound of your self-respect finally arriving. A person with real character may feel uncomfortable when confronted, but they will reflect. They may disagree, but they will not need to destroy you. They may need time, but they will not punish you for having clarity. But a person wearing a mask will often attack the person who sees the mask. They will call you sensitive. They will rewrite the story. They will recruit others. They will play victim. They will act as if your awareness is the problem, not their behavior. This is one of the oldest social games. Machiavelli would recognize it instantly. When people cannot defend their actions, they attack your perception. They try to make you doubt what you saw. That is why so many people stay trapped in toxic dynamics for years. Not because they did not see the signs. But because every time they saw the signs, someone convinced them they were imagining things. This is why silent authority matters. You do not need to announce everything you notice. You do not need to expose every lie publicly. You do not need to win every argument. You do not need to prove to the room that you were right. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is quietly adjust your access. Less explanation. Less availability. Less emotional investment. Less trust given automatically. Not revenge. Correction. Because your peace is not a public debate. There is a line that fits this final sign. You seem really dedicated to making a fool of yourself. But understand the deeper meaning. This is not about humiliating them for pleasure. It is about naming what they are doing when they continue exposing themselves through arrogance, cruelty, and manipulation. Some people think they are winning because they can still make noise. But noise is not victory. If someone must constantly insult, provoke, exaggerate, manipulate, and perform superiority just to feel powerful, they are not powerful. They are unstable. Power does not need that much theater. Real power can sit still. Real confidence can remain quiet. Real character can be challenged without becoming ugly. So when someone keeps showing you who they are, stop editing the evidence. Stop rewriting their behavior into something softer because you wish they were different. Stop calling repeated disrespect a misunderstanding. One time may be a mistake. Twice may be a pattern forming. But repeated behavior is communication. Believe it. Let's bring this together. The first sign, watch how they treat people they do not need. Because anyone can respect power, but character is revealed when respect brings no advantage. The second sign, watch how they react when you stop explaining yourself. Because controlling people become irritated when you no longer seek permission. The third sign, watch how they behave when they feel superior. Because insecure people often hide cruelty inside humor, sarcasm, and public humiliation. The fourth sign, watch what they do when they cannot provoke you. Because some people do not want truth. They want a reaction they can use against you. The fifth sign, watch how they respond when you see through them. Because the mask does not usually fall when you believe the performance. It falls when you stop participating in it. And here is the quiet truth behind all 5 signs. You do not need to hate people to see them clearly. You do not need to become paranoid. You do not need to become cold. You do not need to assume everyone is fake. You only need to stop ignoring patterns because the performance looked convincing. Stoicism is not about trusting everyone. It is about mastering yourself enough that other people's masks no longer control your judgment. And Machiavelli's darker wisdom reminds us, in a world where image is currency, many people will invest more in appearing good than becoming good. So watch behavior. Watch the small moments. Watch the treatment of the powerless. Watch the reaction to boundaries. Watch the jokes that cut too deep. Watch the anger that appears when control disappears. Watch the story they tell when they are finally seen. Because people reveal themselves constantly. Most of us simply explain it away. If this video gave you clarity, do not just like it. Use it. Think of one person in your life whose behavior has been confusing you. Not what they say. Not how they present themselves. Not who they are when everyone is watching. Think about their pattern. How do they act when they do not get control? How do they speak when they feel above someone? How do they respond when you stop over-explaining? Then ask yourself one honest question. Am I dealing with character, or performance? Share your answer in the comments if you are ready. And if you want more videos on Stoicism, emotional control, and the quiet power of seeing people clearly, subscribe to Silent Authority. Because once you learn to read people without reacting to them, you become very difficult to control.